Okay, welcome back. You are listening to Something Fresh and Humanity Sets the Agenda right here on Salam Media. I'm Sarfaaraz Takolia. All right, welcome. It's Friday Night Live with me, ST. Now, time for Tech Talk part number 1. I'm going to be speaking to an innovator by the name of Mbangiso Mabaso. Now, he's obviously introduced an app called the Sisanda App. Now, the aim of this app is to obviously simplify science education in South Africa, and he's an electrical engineer. Okay, he's a 30-year-old electrical engineer, and obviously he studied in Botshabelo out in the Free State, Hak Vrystaat as they say, with no science lab inspiring the idea to build an app, right? It will bridge the gap between public and private science education, because there's a massive difference in this regard. Now, I welcome innovator Mbangiso Mabaso to the program. Mbangiso, good evening. Welcome to Salam Media and Friday Night Live with me, ST.
Hey, ST, great to be here, and greetings to all your listeners. And some are watchers, some are watching the stream, but greetings to that. And it's a great pleasure.
Yes.
To actually
well,
be with you.
We are global. Yes. So, yeah, you are speaking to people out in Venda. You're speaking to people in KZN. You're speaking to people out in Korea as well. Ndan Dumela. Right. Awesome stuff. Right. Now, first things first. As an electrical engineer, and I see you studied at a public school in Botshabelo in the Free State, right?
Yes.
As they say, Hak Vrystaat. Now, I want to ask something, right? Where did this inspiration come from? Because, science was my thing back in high school, just for those of you who didn't know, but more physics, not chemistry, right? I'm not a doctor, but I operate. But anyway, the thing is, where did this inspiration come from to obviously create an app dedicated to science? Because obviously, you're an electrical engineer, but I don't think that's got anything to do with science. So where does this now... I mean, one moment we're seeing China, but we're ending up in Japan. So how does this obviously... I want to understand your inspiration behind the whole idea.
I actually never regard myself as an electrical engineer. I kind of like suffer a bit of imposter syndrome when I have to refer myself as an electrical engineer, because I only trained for 1 year. And then after that, then I started to choose my own path, But anyway, the inspiration of me actually start working on this app basically come from my own experience. When I was a science student, I know the difficult part about becoming a science student in a public school, where you can't really experiment, you can't really do anything, So that's what have led me to develop the app. But me growing up, I've always been a curious kid. Luckily, when I was growing up, my older brother was just starting to study electrical engineering. That's why I did it. And he used to solder circuits with me. And that's why I had interest in exploring, in building stuff from that point. And then the whole thing of science app came from the fact that I come from public school, and in public school, you don't experiment, you don't do nothing. And my nephews...
Well, there are certain limitations, in that regard, with regards to apparatus and things like that. I get where you're coming from, Yeah,
it's even getting worse now because of COVID-19. Learners were not allowed to do any physical
experiments, etc.
Yes. So what does it mean? What does it mean that what's going to happen in the next coming years, where we might not be able to breed enough kids who can be scientists or who can be technologists, because they actually miss that part for them to experiment. But what we do with Sisanda App Universe is to say, have the app, do it at home, be able to experiment or be able to learn about this, whatever that you want to experiment with,
Okay. Now, you've obviously told us a bit about yourself and your upbringing, etc. Some of the challenges you faced, back then, which most public schools are still suffering from today, very sadly, But this is where obviously the innovation comes from. And I want to ask, have you always had a love for innovation? I mean, you mentioned obviously, soldering with your, older brother, etc. And then obviously you became a much more hands-on person. Was it maybe a turning point for you?
There are a couple of things that now when I talk to you, you make me to go back in time, because now I have to kind of like think like a couple of moments that happened. I think I got a computer. My father, I was lucky enough to get a computer at an earlier age, but that computer never lasted. My father can attest because we have to break that computer trying to make it run much faster and putting all these memories and what
yes,
breaking
the RAM
breaking all this thing. Yeah, I mean, like that thing of figuring stuff. How does this stuff work? I learned that back in the days. Probably kids who born recently, they may never know that. But in your time, there was that TV, the black and white TV, that has the electricity part, that also has the battery part. So me and my younger brother, we connected both, one to the bakery and the other one to electricity, and that was the end of the TV. So that's how we learned that we can do both. So that experience, from that experience, I mean, it has always been about experiment. Even now, how we run my company, I usually tell guys, like, sometimes you don't really know what we do. We just have to experiment, and we'll get the results, and from the results, we're able to execute. So that love for innovation, that love for creation started there. And then after 2013, I started to do energy, clean energy startup. And then I developed solar cooler box that has a solar charger on it that can charge your phone while you're still enjoying yourself. And then that business, I didn't push it so long. Then I quickly jumped into another idea. I developed a crowdfunding platform.
I'm going to stop you right there. The solar cooler box. After this interview, you and I are going to talk because I'm a businessman. I can't wait, my man. Your brain in my mouth. We are going to talk. You and I have wait. I'm not worried about curfew. I'm an essential worker. We're going to talk. But anyway, but having said that, right? I want to talk about this Sisanda app, right? Can you tell us about exactly how this whole app works? And basically, as I understand, it's comprising a bundle of science applications or apps, if I'm correct in saying that. But tell us a bit more in depth. Give us a bit more about this whole Sisanda app and what's it all about.
Yes. So we actually call it Sisanda App Universe, but I kind of realize most people, they just like Sisanda App. The idea of universe basically comes from Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we just like that.
No, I kind of figured that. Yeah, Marvel Universe. I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but by the way, I'm more of a DC guy, so just be careful.
I don't know why you're still with DC. You must come this side.
Okay, but anyway.
Yeah. So with Sisanda App Universe, what we basically creating, because it's a continuous process. It's not like one stop shop where you get everything. So the idea is that we're gonna take all science topics and probably put it in different apps. So, but all these apps, when they combine, they form Sisanda App Universe, So currently, the apps that are currently available on the App Store, it's one focusing on human anatomy, and we got another one focusing on aquarium. You just mentioned that there are people in Limpopo who are listening to this show. Somebody who's in Limpopo, someone who stay in Limpopo might have tough time to get to Durban or to get to Cape Town to actually enjoy two oceans or to enjoy Shaka Marine World. But what Sisanda App Universe is actually doing with one of our apps is to say that you can bring the fish aquarium into your space and be able to enjoy and be able to allow your kids to see different fishes that they can basically see there, but we still want to work with, because I think they got the best ones, they got the best South African ones that can only be found in South Africa. So that's what we're trying to bring. So how it works, how it works is that it uses the camera of the smartphone, and with the camera of the smartphone, it now projects a digital, people call it holograms. It now projects digital 3D in front of the learner through that camera. So it means now the learner can, the kid, let me not call the learner this, but if they're out of school, they're kids now, children can actually see each side. Each side of the fish, or each side of the human heart, each side of the eye, or whatever that they're working with. And from that point, currently, just as an exclusive to, we are currently working on a fork. And on this fork, they're going to be able to dissect by using their fingers and all those kind of stuff.
Oh.
So, yeah, so this is like for a parent or for a teacher, where are you going to get a live frog? I understand like the physicality of doing it is great. We can't take anything from physical experiences.
No.
But now sometimes physical experiences is quite expensive. But if you have a smartphone and you can just project the frog there, and a kid can be able to just dissect the frog and understand that this is a stomach, this is the liver, this is the function of this thing. So that's what Sisanda App Universe is aiming to bring on the table. So
wow.
we got different ways that we are actually making it work. Now I'm looking for another one. I don't see it. Okay, but it's fine. So, oh yeah, here it is. So we got ways that we are able to give this experience. The first way, we are using this box. These are like cube box.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
so it's like a puzzle cube kind of thing.
It's a puzzle cube. That's what we like. We make it puzzle so that before even the kid knows what this thing can do, they are already engaged, because now they're trying to solve this puzzle. They're trying to solve.
It's already got them. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen my niece and nephews when they will balance one hand already. The physical education starts there. Then once now you put our app, it now turns them into another universe. They now start to see whatever that they want to learn about. From space exploration, from chemistry, from human anatomy. These are kind of experiences that we are able to do.
So basically what this is doing, it's giving you basically an augmented reality, like a 3D view of a real life feature on your digital device, if I'm correct in saying that, right?
Yes. I want to try something now. I wonder if it's going to be possible. The t-shirt that I'm wearing now, it's also AR enabled. So let me quickly try. This is risky. No, it's one of those demos that you try live.
Okay. Capella Brayaka, this is where I should be very careful. Okay. I don't know. Okay.
But let's try it.
Maybe I should send NG Mochecha a WhatsApp. I don't know.
So okay. So we both on a camera mode. I think my light is too bright.
Yeah.
And I think my light is too...
No, I can see that. I can see already the heart there, right? Okay, I'm with you. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, there it goes.
There we go. Wow. There's it. It's pumping there. I can see something. Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now with these jerseys, we got the hoodies, we also got t-shirts, because we are going for summer now. So with this, we're saying that we want to bring context into stuff.
Wait, hold up, my man. You mean to tell me what I just saw now is this app activated through a t-shirt? Okay, I might be wearing a NASA top here, right? I'm looking at aerospace, but wow, this is innovation on another level, my man. Talk about wow, my man. This is sure. Wow, I'm taken aback. Wow, blown away here, my guy. Man, this is massive. Okay, now what's behind the name of this Sisanda app? What's behind the name? I want to know.
Yeah, I always get that question, what's behind Sisanda. So
because I know
the
of
story of
Ayanda, but I haven't. Yeah.
that's the thing. When I heard Sisanda, I was like, I never heard about this name before. So basically, I think it was back, like, I can't remember the year, either
Yeah.
2013, around
Okay.
2013 there. So I was still staying behind St. Sharon. There was a place called Oliven. I was still staying there. And I was working out with my younger brother, going to get some food for us to eat. And I met this kid. She was playing at the yard there. She was very beautiful. I've never seen a kid who was beautiful like that. And I asked her what's her name, and she said her name is Sisanda. Then I said, like, I'm gonna call my kid Sisanda. So Sisanda is basically my future kid's name.
Okay, inshallah, as they say, God willing, my man. Awesome. Now, I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
you could have coded any other type of app, right? Now, you've mentioned obviously you wanted to create awareness for the kids, especially in terms of science and the difficulties. But why this one specifically? I mean, I can see your heart really, apart from the heart on the t-shirt, is really, engulfed in obviously science education. Why this in particular, not anything else?
Yeah, I could have done Uber for South Africa. I could have done something else. Um,
You're forgetting we're
I
still going
think
to talk after the interview.
I think
Yeah.
I think what pushed me on this is that the first app that I developed before this one was also more gamey. It was a pure game, that one. And then
Mm.
I thought, like, no, but I created this game that featured, of which most people have never seen, that having a black character into a game. So some people who played the game, they were quite liking that game, but that game could not get enough money, because where are you going to raise money with a game? Especially in South Africa, they think like it's too much playful. You're not serious. So now I thought, like,
Yes.
why can I not use the same tools that I did for a game for something that I went through, that is something that it's actually affecting a lot of kids.
Mm.
I mean, I've just seen statistics now that 5,000 kids, they dropped out during since COVID. They've dropped out. And my question is, who's going to educate those kids? If they can go back to school, but maybe the power of smartphone and smartphone can actually get to them, and they can have access to tools like Sisanda. They can able to learn, because learning, it must happen, it should happen at school. But sometimes learning should not only happen at school. Other kids could still learn and become better citizens at the end of the day, whatever they choose to learn. So we want to make this app to be accessible for them to them as well, those who are working on.
Okay. Now, Mbangiso, I want to ask about, so basically, having said that, I mean, pupils ranging from what, grade 4 to 12 could use this? From what's the starting age group or starting grade that learners can use this app from?
we 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 know, like, that question, when every time when it comes, I know we have to choose a certain range, but it also goes against my philosophy of what I actually believe, because
It's never too late.
I've met kids who are using something that could be an adult stuff, and they become so good with it, especially during this age of Minecraft and all this kind of stuff. So what we have created now is between the age of it's between the age of, from grade 4 to grade 12, they can still use it. So what we're aiming to do in the future is to have a different difficulty, whereby if it's somebody who's using it as a kid, maybe you should speak in the language that the kid would understand. But once they get the concept, they can go on a certain level to actually learn it on a level that somebody who's grade 12 can learn it.
Awesome.
I mean,
Now, I want to ask,
internet.
yeah.
Oh, I was saying that internet kind of break the whole age group. Like, kids, if they want to learn
Yeah.
about something, they just go to Wikipedia. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Google,
As long as they can speak
whatever the
English.
case is. I mean, things are just so easily accessible. Well, we are in the digital era right now, as they say, the 4IR. Now, how's the response been from the users thus far, and where can people find this app?
In terms of user, we are getting great experience. We are getting parents to try it, and those who have our contact, they will actually send the screenshots back to us. So it has been a great experience, and because what we like about it, it allows us to make the app to be much great and be suitable, especially for parents and especially for kids. Because our focus, if we can make it learner-centric, if we can make it kid-centric, teachers and parents are not going to have problem because already learners are enjoying this app. And our apps can be found. There are 3 apps that are currently available that can be found on both Google Play Store and Apple App Store. The first one it's called Fish Aquari, and the second one is called Sisanda Anatomy. But the easiest way to actually, I think on Android, the easiest way to get the app is by just searching Sisanda Tech. Then it's gonna show all our apps, and people can be able to download that. And on Apple, people can I don't know if I can type here, and it's called Deep Dive.
Deep Dive. Okay. So on the Android platform, it will be Sisanda Tech, and then on the Apple, it will be Deep Dive. Okay. I've got that there.
Deep Dive with Fish Aquari, Deep Dive with Fish Aquari, and the other one will be Explore Anatomy with Sisanda.
Explore Anatomy with Sisanda. All right. Now I'm going to put this out here. We really want to get more people, to be aware of this. Now, with regards to local government and the departments of education, etc., and their partnership or collaboration, how has their response been with you? I mean, based on this fantastic initiative and this innovation and this innovative idea.
We can't say much on the partnership with DOA because we are still working towards that and trying to make it work. But we are still in talks and trying to get us through to them. But we can't reveal much because it's still in the earlier stage with them. But hopefully it will be adapted and be provided to more schools and to get more schools. But apart from that, I think we are looking forward for other organizations or other private schools or independent schools who will definitely love to adapt this technology into their schools or the school that they've adopted. Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts regarding science and innovation in South Africa right now? And how do you think we are faring, or how do you think innovation and innovators and tech startups are doing in this country compared to the rest of the globe?
Well, yes. Yeah, this one is not the one question that I like to not answer. But anyway, how I see, I think we are still an infant stage. Our ecosystem is still super small, and even in terms of support or finances that can go around, like in Silicon Valley, we are still far away from that point as yet. And some of the things that also, because me, I'm also on the ground, I don't want to reason from the point of the investor, on the point of somebody else. Let me reason from what I've seen from me and from other guys. Another thing becomes adoption also becomes a huge problem. Digital solutions, they require people who have high internet connectivity with high speed. You understand?
Right.
So our solution, they become difficult to be adopted by majority of people, because now people have to choose if with this space on the phone, can I download another 60 megabyte that's coming on the phone, And it's always that difficult. Like I see with when we check our chats, because we make sure that this app, they go, like we open for all countries. So your viewers in South Korea, they can still access them. So, but when we checked the chart, we saw that most of our downloads were coming from the US. Why our downloads are coming from the US? Why our downloads are coming from that point is because access to good smartphones and also access to internet.
Stable internet. Yes.
Stable internet is also the key, you know. And this is the same thing that goes to other guys who are also pushing digital solution. The internet struggle becomes a problem, and also consumer awareness in terms of buying, like being able to buy digital solution. It's also another challenge, you know. But the ecosystem is still on its infant stages, and we're really gonna need a lot for the ecosystem to grow. Probably when the 5G is being rolled out countrywide, when the data goes down, we're gonna be able to. Because I'm looking at what's happening with South African YouTube now. It's quite brilliant. You know, everybody's pushing content in YouTube and they're getting great views. So I would imagine what would happen when now people can afford to be able to download these apps to their phones. So yeah, it's still a little bit tricky. But other sectors, I see them growing, like fintech. I see fintech guys doing quite great in terms of their solution. And agri-tech, it's another one that I've seen kind of go continental in terms of agri-tech. But due to COVID, I think what we do, EduTech, it's also on the rise. You know, now people, UCT just launched an online school. What does it mean? It means now UCT, they now see that school is not going to be the same like before. School is going online, and there's already proven cases for that people can access that school. So hopefully we'll get there. But
well, the infrastructure is in place, as you say, in the Western Cape for the people there. Yeah. Now, Mbangiso, lastly, I want to ask you before I let you go, what more can we expect from you going forward?
So I think what we're gonna do going forward is basically making sure that we are building the experiences that kids can be able to enjoy, and we are creating such experiences that if the kids are learning at home, parents, because now parents have a situation that they are not teachers and they never learn how to teach their own kids, and now we're trying to say, how can this app actually makes it easy for them for kids to actually learn without the intervention of parents. We wanna develop more apps. We wanna develop more apps that some apps are gonna be curriculum based, but some apps are just gonna give another experiences. Like I just said, aquariums are far from people in Limpopo, Mpumalanga. I'm staying in Free State. I don't have access to aquariums, so we want to build such experiences where people can virtually be able to explore such experiences. So I think for us, we will continue to develop this thing. We have been doing it since 2017, and to this level, we are proud with what we did. We just want to continue to build it and build it and build it, because with this kind of technology that we are doing, there's more that is coming, and we really want to put that more to the people. And those who have access, they should actually be able to enjoy that. So it's more hard work. That's yeah.
Ah, man, this is great stuff, man. Whether you are in Kroonstad or Kuruman, whether you're in Welkom or Wolmaranstad, Kaleboga and Tate, my man, it's been great chatting with you. Have an awesome time. Yeah, ne. And Bochabelo to Boitumelo. Yes, you can be all from where. Guys, go on, check the app, Sisanda, Kaleboga Morware. And until we chat again, my man, have an awesome evening. Big up to you and your team, man. You guys are doing great stuff, man, making SA proud. Awesome chatting with you. Until we chat again.
For just inquiries and for them to find us, they can contact us on at Sisanda Tech on Instagram and on Facebook, Sisanda Tech.
Sisanda Tech. Awesome stuff. Hey, Taola, my man, have an awesome evening, Mbangiso Mabaso. Until we chat again, take care.
Okay, sharp with that.
Oi. And yeah, man, that was an innovator, man. Wow, look at that. So interesting. I mean, blown away by the amount of content and the innovation that South Africans are coming up with. And we just need more endorsements in this regards. I mean, the brains are there, the methods, the ideas, the ideologies. This guy just created an app making science so much more interesting. I mean, did you guys see how this hologram thing worked on the t-shirt? Wow, man. But anyway, having said that, we take a quick ad break. When we come back, thereafter, I'm going to be chatting to another youngster on the Tech Talk part number 2. Right. Now, he's a 19-year-old self-proclaimed scientist who's created a machine to disinfect cash. And let's take a listen to what he has to say in a few moments. Stay tuned.